So in this tutorial, guys, we're going to assemble the body and the pistons so your mechanical toy works. So click assembly, make sure you come in here, then you're going to insert a body part and a piston. Click the green tick, and we're just going to do a fasten mate from this part to this part. So click fasten mate, zoom in until you can see the top and that blue little line, click that, and then click this. Now we just need to offset it. Remember that was a 15mm hole, so we're going to offset 15, and now you can see it's all the way up in here. We're going to solve and then tick. So that is our first body part completed. Now the head and the tail are going to be slightly different, but these are going in the middle 5 pieces. So what we can do is we can actually insert them now. So to do that, we are going to just go So what we're going to do is we're going to attach or mate this piston to our 5 center pieces and leave the one hole on this end and leave this one here as well. So to do this, what we're going to do is first use a slider mate. So up here, click slider mate. That means things can go up and down. So click the blue line in the center of your piston, go to that second circle, click the blue line. Now if you can't get it accurate, you can go right over the top and you can click the center of it, and as you can see, it's gone straight in. We want to click solve so it brings over that body piece, and then tick. Now what you can notice is the piece is actually stuck inside that cam. I'm just going to close this automatic slider mate, and then we're going to move this. So you can click the actual piston and you can then drag it up so it's not touching anymore. So the next step is we just need to do this 5 more times. So there's many ways you can do this, but a nice and simple one is you just copy and paste them. So highlight, so you've got these 2 pieces selected, Control C, click off, Control V, and then we're just going to apply that slider mate again. And then you can always offset it if you like, but I'm just going to tick, and then I can just move it up by just clicking it once and then grabbing that and holding that directional arrow and dragging it out of the way. So it doesn't need to be perfect. We're going to make these move in a second, but the key thing is here, we've got a millimeter gap between our pieces. That'll actually mean it can actually move later on. So we're going to go ahead and do it 3 more times. So Control V, because you've already copied it, apply that slider mate, and I'm just going to do them all, so I'm going to paste 2 more in. So solve, tick, that's the important bit. Next one, solve, tick, and then I'm just going to move these out of that actual piece so we don't have them touching anymore. So click it once, grab the up arrow, click and drag until it moves. It might be a bit slow on your computer, just give it a time. Click it once, click and drag, just so they're not touching. Now the last thing we need to do is put a tangent mate on the bottom of these. So we're going to select tangent mate, we're going to zoom in so we can see. We're going to select the bottom of our piston and then the top of this cam. So select that and then this. Now as you can see, it's actually inside, so we don't want that. We want to click this little flip primary access button, and that means now they're just touching. We're going to accept that, and then we're going to apply it to the other 4. So again, go across the tangent mate, select the bottom of your piston, then your cam. Make sure it's not inside. If it is, click the little arrow just here, accept that, and then just repeat. So now you have got your main body. We just need the tail and the head, and then we are done. Now the last thing before we go and animate this, we actually need to fix the frame in position so it doesn't rotate on us. So what we need to do is go to the bottom piece here, right click, fix, and then we can go to our Revolute Mate, right click that, animate, change it to a loop, and then hit play, and then you can see the formation of what it's going to do. So if you have a look in real close, you'll see the piston is just sitting on top of that cam, and it's just following it nice and evenly. So you can see the shape matching. So the last parts we need to assemble, so I've just come in and clicked assembly. We need to put in 2 more pistons. So scroll down until you see piston. I'm going to select 2 of them, and then we've got our tail, so I'm going to put it up this end, and then I've got my head, and I'm going to put it up this end. Going to select that, and then again we're just going to do the same mates that we did before. So the first one is connecting these two, so that's a fasten mate. So we're first going to select the blue line and then the corresponding blue line. Now remember, it needs to be offset by 15 millimeters because it needs to go into that body. Offset 15 on that Z axis. We're going to solve and tick, and then while it's still in the fasten mate, we're going to come over here, and then we're going to do the same thing with the head. So click the blue line, move until you can see that blue line underneath, offset it 15. Now it went the wrong way, so I'm just going to go negative 15, solve, tick, and then if you can remember, we're going to then use the slider mate to actually insert these pieces in. So we're going to go across, slider mate, hover above the piston, hit that blue line, again the circle here, so the blue line again, solve, and then tick, and then we're going to do it again over here. So the center of your piston, center of your circle on that blue line, and then solve, tick. And the last thing was we need to just move these up. So I'm just going to go to that front view, move them up out of the way. So select it once, click and drag, and then we're going to put the tangent mate on. So tangent mate, that bottom of the piston to the cam. Remember, it can't be sitting inside, so reverse it, accept, and then we're going to select that again for the other end, and reverse it, accept, and there you have a mechanical toy. So last thing we can do is we can animate it, and we can also change our colors. So remember, you can just go down to your Revolute Mate, you can see if everything works. Go animate, I'm going to change this to a loop, and I'm going to then hit play, and you can see it's working. Now it's going super slow, so I can actually increase that. So the steps here, so let's maybe go 600. Maybe let's go 100. There you go. So last thing is we can just go and color him.